everyone, welcome back to my Beach Angel Tarot Shop. I'm here to do my angel reading for the month of November 2016, and we're going to dive in and see what Spirit has. I'm going to be using this angel deck to get an opening energy. Then I'm going to be using same deck that I used for my love reading for November, the Celtic Cross Lenormand. It's still calling to me, so I'm going to go with that one. I guess it has a lot to say for November. So we're going to dive in and see what comes. I don't place an energy on this reading. I'm going to let the angels speak, and this opening card should help bring clarity to what subject this is going to be about. So I'm focusing on that for November, and we have spiritual growth. So there's going to be spiritual growth. They're telling me to pull another one. There's going to be a lot of spiritual growth in the month of November, and that's going to be part of the message for this reading for the angels for November. Oh, there it is. Oh, that fast. See how fast that came out in divine guidance. So they want you to look. You're going to be divinely guided this in the month of November. And November holds that very beautiful energies and number of 1111 as well. And the year 2016, when we look at 16, it is a 7 vibration. So there's going to be a lot going on, I feel, in that time period. Now, this little star is shaped like a heart, so this could be, you know, spiritual love for some in that aspect, but you're going to be seeing and being guided to a lot of growth in the month of November. So I'm going to dive in and see what they have to say about this for everyone for the energies for this angel reading for the month of November 2016. What's most important right now is the sun, and I saw that card when I cut the deck, and I saw it with the snake card, but it was a different snake card as the other reading. There's 2 snakes in this, and this one was shedding its skin. So most important right now for the month of November is the sun, and again, it's that yang energy that we kind of saw in the love reading where we saw Pale with the volcano, the volcanic energies of the fire coming up. So as that eruption happens, I feel there's going to be a lot of clarity that takes place. And the sun is going to come out again in what has felt like a little bit of turmoil, going through a huge change where we saw the positioning of the snake. I don't really want to refer this back to that reading in the aspect of love, but it does for those that are on the spiritual journey of the twin flame journey. And not everyone is on that journey, but for those that are and are being guided and realizing they're on that path, I feel that this really pertains to those people in the aspect that the sun is going to come out, and I feel that they've gone through a lot of turmoil, a lot of changes, things happening, taking them off course of the physical union, of the relationship, but there's going to be, as the star comes out, the sun comes out again as well. And again, we have that 3 vibration that we had here in the 31, but 4 is with that one new thing that comes up that brings clarity is going to bring that stability, that stable number of number 4. So this is the most important right now. I love to see this card because it also holds the energies of the beach, and I've been wanting to go to the beach, move to that area, so I love seeing that as well in this card. But there's going to be a lot of clarity, there's going to be a lot of yang, there's going to be a lot of that fiery energy and movement, and because the sun represents the masculine, so the masculine energy is kind of coming to the forefront as well in the month of November. Crossing this for the more positive is this is the child. So the child card. I'm just kind of looking at this. Again, we have the 31. I'm really being drawn right now into the numbers. We had 31 and here we have 13. So it's like a reversal of the numbers for some reason. So something new in regards to 3s are all about communication and things coming together, but a lot of new stability is coming up with the 4 vibration. So there's something new coming, and it's a sense of something new coming for the feminine. This is going to be a whole new world, a whole new life, a whole new way of sustaining and creating, from what I'm gathering from the energies from the card, because she's gathering eggs, so that's gathering nourishment, and it's self-sustaining, so she's, you know, really cultivating a way of nourishing herself. So there's going to be something new comes up, and a new way of stability, and so all this has got to do with your spiritual growth. But this is going to be happening for the feminine, even though we see this yang. When this yang energy appears and comes up and takes more action, as they do, the masculine is yang, the feminine, there's going to be a new way of being, and new energies for the feminine coming up here is important. But they are opposite, but kind of mirroring each other here with the 31 and the 13. They both create 4, and they both create stability. So very, very interesting energies coming up here for November. How they're supporting the foundation of the energies of this going on in November. And it is the snake, and that is exactly the snake that I saw when I shuffled with the sun. I should have made note of it, but I did take note of these two when I was cutting the deck. So they're sustaining with that. And again, I'm going to refer back to my November love, because I feel it's relevant for those on that path. Not everyone finds themselves there, so if not, this may pertain to you in a little bit of a different way. But that snake in the recent past on my love reading, which I'm uploading in this moment, has to do with this snake. So this is the foundation. And so they're helping that shedding of that skin that we saw the feminine coiled up into the position of receptive mode, because she could feel it coming. They're helping her right now move forward, come out of that defensive mode, and shed a skin into a whole new world, is what we saw here. So it's kind of relating back to this new beginning of way of being for the feminine, and move forward, to be able to move forward. She's, you know, she's kind of going on her way. She's shedding that old way of being, that old life, that old skin. This is all in relation to spirit. So spirit is guiding the way. That is the divine guidance, and it's causing growth. It's causing a new life, a new way of being. Just very visually showing this to you. So that's what they're supporting this month of November. I'm going to kind of put this back down so I can keep an eye on the numbers and the energies that are coming up off of here. And this is the Queen of Wands. So this is, again, so it would be the feminine, you know, like if you're in a twin flame, it's that flame energy. It's the Queen of Spades, which for me is the Queen of Wands energies when I look at it in that aspect. Not spades, I mean clubs. Spades is swords, but this is the Queen of Clubs down here. So that is the wand energy, the fire energy. And again, that also relates back to that palette. It's the fire energy, and it's causing that movement. It's causing that shedding that skin. It's causing that new life to come forth. And so this is who and what they're supporting in this spiritual growth, divine guidance reading for the month of November. Recent past, and it is that just what we saw in the outcome of the love reading, is clearing the air. So there's been a need to clear the air. There's been some confusion in the recent past in regards to, now we see the masculine and the feminine clubs down here, which represent the wand energy. There's been some confusion in the recent past, but it has, what they want you to see and recognize, the snake was coiled up in the recent past in the last reading. That confusion, that this is going to be cleared, but that confusion was necessary for this shedding of the skin of what the spirit and divine guidance is supporting right now. So this was necessary. So they're saying that. They want to paint another little picture here for you. That masculine confusion and disharmonious energies in the recent past that we've seen in the last reading has caused this. And this was necessary for the divine feminine. And they just kind of wanted to paint that picture and re-show that. But there's going to be a clearing, because we see the gray clouds coming to a clear, and we saw this in the love reading as an outcome. You know, we had that, or no, we had it as the undercurrent. I'm sorry. It was the undercurrent of what was happening. So in this, it's showing it in the recent past, but it's all relevant to the energies of spiritual growth and divine guidance. And that change in this energy for the divine feminine. So he was like that catalyst of movement, of clearing that way, of helping her shed that skin, okay, is important. Even if it didn't feel that way, it was divinely guided. Okay, the next one is the future. No, this is a spiritual message, an angel message for the month of November coming up in this card. And it is the woman. Now, see, this is a different woman card. So this is, there was two women. In the last one, there was another, at the ending, there was another woman. Not that it means so much exactly. I think it had to do with the cartomancy number at the bottom, but I'm not going to go into that. There is that with the numbers of 2 and the 9, the 2 is a partnership, 9 is an ending. 9 is also an energy of, for me, it's independence, it's self-sustainment, it's you know, owning your own business, entrepreneurship, standing on your own. So this is all about that, and you partnering up with those energies for oneself as well. So there's a message here from the angels to the divine feminine, because this is in the angel position at the top and this is at the bottom. So there's something new coming. You're partnering with something new, a new life, a new way of being, sort of what they showed here. And that masculine energy down here, and the sun, this is masculine energy, is backing this, is pushing it, is moving the energies for you to become new again, and a whole new world, a whole new life, a whole new way of being. For some, this is going to be opening your own business. For some, it's going to be taking a leadership role in spirituality. For some, it's going to be moving to a new location and doing all these things. For everyone, it's going to look a little bit different to find themselves on this path. But this reading, I can't deny it, is very much about that. So I have to go with what they're giving me. And it's sort of like, you know, it's like the coat of many colors. It's like connecting whatever it is you need, but it's going to be very, very colorful. There's going to be a lot of things going on, I feel, as well, but everything's going to come together beautifully. As you can see, it's going to come and fit together beautifully. So to trust the process. So I'm getting a lot out of that. And again, 9, 10, 11, it goes back to 2. So it comes back to partnership. But until you're whole, until you are that person standing in your own energies of the 9, you know, that couldn't all take place, but it all comes back to 2 again. So very beautiful message from Spirit, from the angels. And it's a little bit challenging. They're saying the Ace of Spades in this card is the Ace of Swords, and it talks about a new beginning, but it also talks about a challenging new beginning. So there's a little bit of challenge going on in this new beginning for the divine feminine, but it's just necessary, and it's all been backed by this dark cloud that came from the masculine energy, that came from that confusion and things that didn't work, but that's being cleared away now as that new life emerges. So I don't know how, I kind of really feel the energies very deeply, but I can't get it out the way I kind of feel like I want to. So I may repeat myself a little bit, but we're going to move forward at this point and see what the future message is. And wow, we have that snake come up again. So we have 2 snake energies coming up. So they're supporting this new life, but coming up in the future, probably because this felt a little challenging and they took me back to the Ace of Spades down here. You're going to be, you know, really getting in tune with your intuition, sort of like in the recent past. So it's interesting. The undercurrent of the last reading came up in the recent past here, and the recent past card comes up in the future. So it indicates that these things, as they clear out, you're still going to be, even though that new life is coming and they're supporting this shedding of the skin, don't be surprised if you see a little bit of this, because you're feeling that spiritual energy of Pale. In the last reading, you're feeling your intuition, you're in tune with the rhythms, you know what's coming. So it's like prepare yourself again in the future. So there could be some cycles of that. It's not going to just all be like, okay, I slid out of my old life, my old way of being, and everything's hunky-dory. There's going to be some dark and light. There's going to be some need for continuing clearing I'm getting from this combination here. So very interesting. Kind of 2 ways of being. So they're saying 2. This is a 2 in this card for a reason. They're telling me when I look at these 2 snakes, there's kind of 2 ways of being until we get into a new groove. So you can't just go from A to B, or A to Z rather, lickety-split. You got to go all the way through. So you're going to see this need here. You're going to see this energy arise within yourself for the divine feminine coming up into the future again. But just know with that 7 vibration, it is for that spiritual growth, and you are being divinely guided. The next one is something to do for yourself in the month of November. And interesting, this is the moon. So we have the sun and the moon in this card, and it's a lot of that balance. We have the black and the white in the card and the clouds. So something to do, I feel, is to get in touch with that intuition. Allow that feeling to come over you. Allow it to guide you with the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Hearts down here. 8 of Cups is all about walking away from something in the tarot, but for me, it's all about following that inner prompting, following that emotion, allowing your emotion to guide you, allowing your heart to guide you to your infinite path, and being in tune. So I feel something to do for yourself is all those things that I just mentioned. Allow a change to come forth with the 32-5 vibration. And also what I'm getting from this is to do something around the full moon, which I'm not sure when we're coming up on full moon. I think it's around the 14th. I could be wrong. You need to do something around the full moon time. Work some of the energies around the full moon. Follow a prompting that you may get around the full moon time. But I love how the sun and the moon come out, so because it's talking about a lot of balanced energy here. The next one is a spiritual message, and it is the house. So again, it talks about that stability. We were seeing that within the 2 that we started with. And interestingly, they make 8 down here. So these are all tying in various ways that go pretty deep, you know, in energies. So what they want you to do, the spiritual message for this month is security. For some, this is going to literally be about real estate, property, finances, and new homes, moving home, changing home. So for some, this is going to literally be in that sense that there's a new home. But ultimately, as an energy, they want you to know that stability is coming with the King of Hearts, which is the King of Cups, and it's in that emotion. So that emotion is coming up. And we saw a bit of that in the last reading. And it was the fish popping out of the water, and it was going against the stream, and it was talking about that with the man in the bottom of the deck with the foundation. It was the Ace of Cups within the masculine. So the new emotion is coming up, but Spirit wants you to know that that is stable, is going to be stable, is secure. So that is what I'm getting. And the door is open here. Sometimes open doors give me a funny feeling, but this one is more, it's going to be more open and not as controlling or confining is what they're telling me with this, okay? So just know that. There's going to be, within the masculine, there's going to be more emotional stability that's open and not as constricting. And for some, it's another message to you about home, property, real estate, moving, a house somewhere. And for some, it can be both of those messages. Outcome for November for the, this is an angel reading, but it's turning very much into a divine spiritual. And there's that card again, and it's upside down. So it can be why this is coming up. There's going to be more communication, harmonious communication that you've waited for is coming. That 3 vibration is coming up in here for the 12. This has got to do with December again. This is coming up. It's sort of like a reminder from the last reading that this is still ahead of you. This is why this is still appearing in the future. This is going to reoccur. It's going to re-come up for you, and it's going to be in the month of December. They're kind of just repeating themselves. And there's the tree. So the tree is all about that energy of change that we talked about with the moon card. That change is coming. Getting in tune with that intuition. But this tree is, it is stable. It can be about health, but here I feel it's just indicating that change is coming in December. We see that holly down here very plainly sticking out, the red and the green. And they're saying the red and green is important too. So red and green. Green is healing, red is stable, you know, stability is the root chakra. It can be the root chakra, and the heart chakra is important. But again, they're talking about December. We're seeing the snow coming up here, and we're definitely seeing that change coming in that time frame that's withstanding, that sustains itself. And it's that quiet energy. So there's a change coming with this, but it's coming up again. I want to see the undercurrent for this month and see what happens here. Undercurrent is, again, it is a different, this is the card of the birds and communication, and this is the same number. There's different cards in here representing the same energies. So it is, again, about communication. There are chickens on here, so that could represent an energy as well. So there's an energy undercurrent got to do with communication and patience with communication with the 7 of Pentacles. And for some, the chicken plays into that as well. I'm not going to feed too much into that energies. But that is the undercurrent for this right now. I'm going to pull one more from the outcome and see what comes up. And it is the cross. So beautiful. So there's definitely a change coming this winter. For some, it's going to be in December. There is patience needed in regards to it with the 7 of Pentacles. But the cross represents spirit. It represents a bond. For me, it can't be broken. In the Lenormand, this card can also represent burdens. So this being in reverse has been a burden. But it's all about that self-sustaining, you know, giving it the time to grow. Supportive is the word I was looking for with this card. So there's a change in support coming. And spirit is backing all this energy. And again, they're showing winter time. So for some, it's going to be December. For some, it's going to be just in winter in general. But just know that spirit is backing this energy. And they're telling me the 9. The 9 is important. So it's got a lot to do with this feminine energy and that change that we saw as well. Because the 9 was in her card here. And it was the only one I see it was in. So very beautiful. So just know that spirit. And again, now when I'm seeing this too, I'm also seeing, so for some, this could go on into Easter. Could be Easter time frame. So there's going to be a lot of growth between Christmas and Easter. When I see this card with the cross, they're giving me that you know, I'm getting that energy in my mind's eye. So this spiritual growth and this divine guidance is going to go on from December to Easter, Christmas to Easter. You know, it's that death, you know, that quietude, that death and rebirth, resurrection energy is coming up here. But just know this is a bond. For me, this cross represents a bond that can't be broken, and it's spiritually, it's coming from spirit. So I love how this reading came out. It's very much tied to the love reading, and you know, I never give it that intention when I'm shuffling. I just allow spirit to bring forth what it needs to be known, and so it's definitely needed to be known that there's a big change coming. You know, elicited by the energies and the confusion of the masculine energy, and it's going to be very, very different for the divine feminine coming up. Starting, you're going to feel a lot of effects of this starting in November, but it's going to tie through Christmas and out on and into Easter for some. So I hope that has helped. I hope everyone's got the message that they need. If you have any questions or you want your own Celtic cross reading, looking at any energy, love, whatever have you, you can contact me at the email below, and I will send you the information and schedule you if you are interested. Angel blessings and oceans of love.